Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to We Are Spirits. Again, my name is JC. Some of you know me by J Rob 11 or J Motivates or just simply JC. J Rob 11 it was just or it is just an artist name. I used to and I still from time to time. Practice and create music. Anyways, so this is video number 5, and wow, I cannot believe that we made it here this far. But at the same time, yes, I do believe because anything and everything is possible. I've been seeing it with my own eyes. My life, my situation, everything has changed and it keeps on changing, whether I like it or not, whether I see it or not. The only thing I can focus on is on the things that are in my control, and I can only pray for the things that are out of my control. So, with all that being said, I want to get back to what we started here. How did I get here? So on the previous videos, I talked to you guys about how I started waking up at 3:33 a.m. Around that time, I started just downloading pictures and downloading videos. I ended up with over 6,900 and some videos. Pictures. I'm sorry. And my dad still has the hard drive. We spoke about how numerology became a thing. That was something that I was looking for and following, even with my eyes closed. I would see it on license plates. I would see numbers, matching numbers on receipts, on the TV, on the news, on my phone. Everywhere, every single place I went to, even to parking ramps, which is one of the things that eventually I will talk to you guys about. But yeah, it was a very crazy time. At the time, when I started recognizing that there was some little patterns that were being placed for me to decipher, I started kind of putting two and two together, and I started just doing research about what was actually happening. And guys, there is something that some of you already probably know, but there's something that some of you probably don't know, and it's that there is a cosmic shift that happens quite often, and from time to time there is some of us that goes through what is called a rebirth or our near-death experience. Not everybody's situation obviously is the same, but there is a lot of similarities in a lot of different cases. My situation has been, my understanding is that it's been a bit unique, for lack of better words. But once I get to that stage of this journey, then you guys will understand why it's so unique. So remember how I was telling you that the number 1111 became this one thing that I would see everywhere. I created a recording studio, and the number 11 was painted in the wall, and I didn't even know. We were doing patching and painting, sanding. Some way, somehow, we patched the number 1111 and then painted over, but we didn't know. So the day that we were painting was when we realized that some way, somehow, the guy that was patching the wall made a reference on the wall with the number 1111 with the mud, but he didn't even know that he did that, because I showed him the picture months later, and he didn't even know that he did that. Another thing is that he didn't even know that I was going through this type of stage in my life. So he didn't know anything about me kind of like changing my behavior, my sleeping pattern, my everything. There wasn't really many people that knew but my wife. I mean, man, this girl was my rock. She was there for pretty much everything that was an up and down time when it came to my near-death experience. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I want her to know how much appreciation, how much love I have for her, and understanding about the wrongs that I've done when I was going through my crazy life stages, while also at the same time depending on drugs. So let's go ahead and dive in to what we were supposed to be talking about today. So the disconnection that I had with my family after recognizing that I was going through something was quite dramatic, because it wasn't just my family, it was also my friends. I drew back from hanging out, from going to events. I found myself locked up in a room that for some reason had this energy that I couldn't tell, that was always embracing me and smothering me, but I couldn't necessarily tell how much disconnected I was getting from my wife, from my friends, and from my own kids. I mean, I don't remember a time in my life when I was so disconnected and disregarded from everything around me. All I could do, to be honest, was just dive myself into the supernatural and the metaphysical, just trying to understand what is beyond this veil that we call reality. I started doing a lot of research. I found out about the Karma Lokas. Karma Lokas are stages where you have to go through when you pass to the other side or after you die. Limbo is another stage that you have to linger depending on how you pass from this reality to the next. What else? CERN, the Hadron Collider, DARPA, Project Bluebeam, Project Blue Book, Project Fishbowl, Project DALSA. There is so many more different projects that I can name that I do not remember, but this is how I spent most of my time, to be honest with you, was just doing research about things that are some way, somehow affecting our humanity, not necessarily just myself and those around me, but those that are living in this world and those that are part of the makeup of this reality. Because I don't necessarily know that we all look at it this way, but there's a balance that has to be met. And you know, in order for us to have a good balance, we also need to have, you know, a bad balance. I don't know if that sounded correctly, but you know, you need to have good and bad and bad and good in order to balance out, you know, life. And a lot of the things that are being done behind closed doors, I don't necessarily know that we all would agree to them. But if some of these things are not being worked on or are not being done, would our daily life would be what it is? with our 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 daily life, with our everyday society, would it run the way that it does? I mean, there is a lot of questioning that you have to ask yourself before pointing fingers and before blaming, because just the same way that there is a lot of secret societies, there is a lot of agencies that work for the government that are not necessarily mentioned that have deep impact on how things run. There is um, a force out there that we don't necessarily have a way to prove, but it's out there somehow has the power to influence how our lives work in this universe and in this world. Because my understanding from what I gathered when I was disregarding my family and neglecting them is that the shift was happening, and it was something that has been already predetermined to happen by beings that are far more advanced than we are. And ironically, when I started getting all this information happened about, God, I want to say 11 years ago, 14, no, maybe 9, I don't know. It was, I'm dead center at 11 because I'm 38, and I started having problems around 27, 28th birthday. So this is what I can remember. So I might be wrong, but I found out about different beings coming to Earth to fix the problems that humanity have created, and what certain groups have put in place as a new world order and a new world for all of us, and not all of us want to be part of that. So there are different galactic races that are going to be showing up, is my understanding, and things are going to be definitely changing. And ironically now, it's 2004, 2024, and look at all the things that are happening with extraterrestrials and UFO, and what is the other name? UFI, whatever it's called. There is like so many different names for these crafts and races that, I mean, guys, do your research, open up your mind, open up your eyes, and stop judging based on the things that you think you know. There is more happening, and I feel like if you pay attention to what I've been talking about, it seems like there has been some sort of a guidance that I've been influenced by to do the things that I've been doing, and to get to a place where I guess I yet don't know where is it that we're necessarily going, but it is my duty to keep on searching and experiencing so I can help others. So I don't know exactly why we do the things that we do. I don't necessarily know why we change the way that we change. I just know that there is a higher power that has a purpose for us. Whether you understand what that purpose is or not, you have to believe and embrace it. And one of the things, to be honest, that got me in this position where I'm at today is my belief on the higher power. Because yes, I do know that I was neglecting my family. Yes, I do know that I was embracing spirits. I was working at a morgue, and I was doing different things that normally I wouldn't do, and I was behaving in ways that normally I wouldn't behave. My attitude completely changed, my sleeping pattern, my eating habits. I mean, I lost a lot of weight. I went from 230 pounds to 184 pounds in less than a year. I was deep doing a lot of, not necessarily like different kinds of drugs, always the same kind, but I was doing a lot of it. And I was harming myself the same way that I was harming my family. I was so nasty to my wife and kids. I was destroying them constantly with my way of being, my words, my actions, my thoughts. It was it was a nightmare being around me, and I couldn't see any of these things, to be honest with you guys. I did not see how detrimental things were becoming, and how much of an animal I was allowing myself to become. First of all, because I was so addicted to being in that place at the morgue, being able to see bodies and being able to feel that energy that was left after they worked on a body, or they dissected a body. Being able to see some of the things that were physically happening. I mean, a lot of the times this place got pretty scary, and even though I voiced my opinion, nothing really happened. But I got to the point where I just completely lost everything that had to do with loving and caring for my family. I mean, I was literally constantly pushing my wife away from me. And after I was done with, being so nasty to her, I would find myself crying and hurting because of the things that I just did. But I could never tell that there was an energy that was running through me and making me do these things. It got very physical. But I don't want to take this whole video about just that, because it's getting a little long. So what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and make another part video, another part 2 video to number 5, so I can keep going regarding these experiences that I had at the morgue. But to finish this video, I want to go ahead and wish you guys to please do some research. Look up, first of all, a book called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the Book of the Spiritual Man, and then also the Book of the Dead by the Tibetans. These 2 books are gonna open up your eyes and your mind to realities and understandings that you probably didn't have. Don't get me wrong, some of you already probably have this understanding and have already had understanding about these philosophies. But if you don't, I would suggest you to please read the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and the Book of the Dead by the Tibetans. Those are some very, very interesting, in my opinion, books. But don't necessarily take all my words for granted, and just do your own research and question everything that I say, because I would love to see you guys find out more about the things that I'm speaking, because I don't have all the answers, and I have a lack of delivery on my communication. I'm very aware of the limitations that I have, but that's not gonna stop me from providing and giving out the message that I'm supposed to. So please, guys, I beg of you to ask questions, because there is a shift that is happening again, and people are changing. People are opening up to new realities and new understandings. But in order for us to be able to ascend, we need to be able to figure out where is it that we came from spiritually, where we are, so we understand where we're going. So tomorrow I'm gonna make part 2 of how did I get here for video number 5, and I'll see you guys on the next. Peace.